Hello, welcome back. Teh Tarik Hour. As always, it's me, Azreen, along with
Ah Kit
and
here.
we're back for another episode of talking nonsense, like Teh Tarik talks lah.
Teh Tarik Talks, yes.
And this week episode is a dual episode because everything is exploding and or something is happening there in the economy like that lah.
No, this week, I think this after Riot, a bit of noisy.
Many things should
very
be right. It should be like a very relaxed thing, but
peaceful, but in the end, it's a lot of happening. Even in our Malaysia KL here, I think someone will know lah. We will big happen. Later we will talk about it.
yeah, first thing first, we want to talk about the freshest based on when we recorded this is the tariff announced by Donald Trump.
Yes.
Liberation Day for Americans. So for
high
those
tax, there's a high pay.
so basically, for those of you who don't know, tariff is something that Donald Trump administration is trying to do, and they introduced tariff for a lot of countries. I don't know why. Suddenly Malaysia in the list one, because prior to this, we know tariff one actually. We were US, right? We have a very free trade agreement, I think, for now.
FTA. FTA.
So that means when we trade with them, we don't have any tariff or we don't have any charges there lah. So when we export things to US, we sell them at like
But Trump issued this policy actually is affected the global supply chain. It's not just Malaysia. I think the affected is the major affected. Their target to the persons like
it's China.
It's China. So
but yes lah, true lah. But you think really this would impact China, meh?
it got impact. Of course, got impact. Quite strong
Heavily,
impact also.
But the thing is, you can't run away from China in terms of buying things, what?
Yes, but China. If let's say let's say lah, they implement the tax. If let's say usually you buy a gadget in 100 ringgit. Now it's maybe considered as 200 ringgit. $200 is dollar.
Yes. So actually, the thing with the tariff, right? People think like, oh, this is going to impact heavily against the country that tariff against lah. Like Malaysia, 20 something percent, 27, 24%.
We can up to 35%.
35%. Okay.
35.
But we are not the main target lah. In any case, like you think like, the tariff against us would impact us heavily lah. Not necessarily. The more important is like immediately for the US is that when Malaysia product is sold in US, it's going to be more expensive now.
Yes. But
So
our major export is like
the rubber and then the
palm oil,
all these,
the majors one. But if let's say for those the goods actually, consumer goods lesser lah.
not really there lah.
Not really there. But our material actually supplies more in the palm oil and the rubber. But that one actually is not high percent. It's a 10% and below lah.
I mean, it doesn't really affect our GDP. It's like 5% of our GDP lah, basically, all this imported thing. But in that sense, like, for a simpler understanding is that when we export those materials to them, usually if it's like 5 ringgit or $5, now we add a 25% tariff. That means plus 25 cents, something like that lah, or whatever the denomination there. So essentially for the US, buying things from Malaysia costs more. So the immediate impact is not necessarily there to us yet. Okay. Maybe what it will happen is that if you are selling, you're exporting there, you will see a bump in slightly increase in the profit there because they need to pay more ma.
Yes.
But in the long term, what Trump intends to do is that they don't want to buy from us anymore. They want to manufacture in US domesticated goods.
Yeah.
So essentially, they're trying to lessen the need to buy from other countries.
Yeah, actually they are buying the material from other country. Maybe they want to manufacture in US. This kind of concept lah. But for after the manufacturers, so they make the taxes more higher. They the consumer goods they make it higher.
But I mean that is the immediate impact for them because like when you switch over to that kind of production, things will get expensive.
Yes.
Regardless, you can see like
even next time we want to buy goods from US, we also get expensive also.
Maybe it depends on what kind of goods are we buying from the US lah.
It's some kind of like the manufacturers. Maybe they are the manufacturer in US. They want to come over to Malaysia. Of course, the tax is different because the labels in US also become expensive. Because last time even you buy some product of US lah, US products. It's not necessary they are made in US, man. They may make in some other country, like made in Vietnam. They only say, oh, this is made in US, or only the
Design in US.
design in US or some things lah, but made in Vietnam. So you still can enjoy the US product.
See, that's the thing, right? So when you say like that, how does that impact us as consumers in Malaysia? This tariff, like it's not a direct impact lah, because like you say, oh yeah, it's a Nike. Let's say Nike lah. It's a US brand ma.
Yes.
But it's made in Vietnam. So even if it's sold in Malaysia, right, the branding is still Nike USA. But the tariff is only against US against Vietnam. So if Nike wants to sell their stuff in Malaysia, it still wouldn't impact us. The pricing will still be the same, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to tariff in that sense, it's not like it's not a problem for us lah. But rather is what we are seeing will be in the long term, in that there will be less demand from the US to buy things from Malaysia lah. So that's the more impactful thing down the line, because of, like we said, there are some things that we sell to the US that contributes to our GDP lah, like the rubber and everything. Essentially, this means that maybe in 5 years, 10 years time, they won't buy from us anymore lah. So we have no one to sell to basically lah. And surprisingly, US is a significant, not really small lah, but not really big also, portion of who we sell to lah. So the thing that comes up from this is that I read some from, and I see some of the videos there, it says that, oh, because of this, maybe we need to establish new markets to sell to that's not the US. Do you think this would push Malaysia to hapchok or to collaborate more with like countries like China, like Southeast Asian countries and all this, so that we don't rely to the US as our biggest consumer in that sense?
I believe you will change the game lah, the game regulations lah, for the tradings, but because last time US is treated as a free market. It's a free market. It's everything is not so heavy duty to come to US. It's like more free markets, I can say. But come to days, it's a heavy tax. It's like Europe country. They go to the heavy tax to import tax. This thing become more heavy. So it affected especially our Malaysia is this kind of small country. We don't have this power. Actually, our Anhua also want to talk to them, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they
haven't
want to say, like, is there any way to mitigate this? Yeah, because we still take them as an important trading partner lah, in that sense, right?
I believe what just like you what just now you say lah, you mentioned lah. We hapchok, we are collaborate with like China's other country like China, maybe a Europe country, we don't know.
But here's the thing I want to ask you, your maybe it's your personal thing or maybe it's just your view lah. Do you think Malaysia is more of an American country, or are we more like a China or like rest of the world country? Like, do you think we would rather trade with America or the rest of the world?
I think we are more to I can say I feel lah. This is my perspective.
This is just your personal opinion.
Personal opinions. I feel it's more like we are not side to more in US. Even now, we are more in China side.
You don't feel like Malaysia has always been like a pro-America kind of a country?
No, I'm not. Singapore is, but Malaysia is more like China.
I mean, I
can see the coffees. The coffees. A lot of China's brand coffees.
I mean, recently
outlets to come to Malaysia.
But prior to this, I think we were very American consumerism.
I think 19s, early 2000s. That time. Maybe we are more side to US, but after that, you can see it slowly. You can see the market.
I think it's after the September 11, the bombing, is it? Like the Iraq war, we become less America, is it?
I think so.
I think prior to that, we were still a lot of like US goods. We consume movies, music,
music, yes,
and then like branding, like clothing, all this like Alien Workshop is the US
our time one.
It's like
the 19s, the 2000 earliest. After that, you can see even the concerts you band Green Days to come. Just a very small field in the Merdeka there. Not the big like Bukit Jalil, you know. Bro.
Last time we had Michael Jackson come perform. Okay, I don't think we. Like nowadays, you want to say like Lady Gaga also won't even come to Malaysia.
Even
also.
lesser and lesser. You can see that you can see a China's you can China clothes, China brands established in Malaysia. And just recent these 10 years you can see a lot of China products come to Malaysia.
So I mean, in that sense, our market is already transitioning towards
Diverse to China side.
China more, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, with this Trump tariff, right? Does it really impact us as an economy? Leh? Because it seems like we are already
For sure this is will impact us because US is one of a big player in the global market.
global market. I mean,
it's a big player.
we've always said that whenever in the economic sense, if America catches a cold, the rest of the country, or America sneezes, the rest of the country catches a cold. Essentially means like, something happened to US, the global economy will be affected. But is that still true today? Because like, we already have a superpower with China there already, what? And
But
China
our
is only
trading-
establishing.
Our trading currency is still under USD. What? This is the major issue. We are still trading. If let's say today you want to trade with China's, you have to exchange to USD dollar first before you do the trading. Because world trading, they are recognized only the US dollar.
Isn't that what the BRICS movement is?
Maybe after that, we no need the USD as our trading trading
link
currency.
currency,
We
right.
call it trading currencies. Maybe we can change to, I don't know. So we want to we are trying to create the one currency is for the whole world. It's
like
not
the euro dollar
just a
thing.
euro dollar, the world dollar.
But you
something.
don't think this is more like the kickstart to it, like to make people think like, wow, US like this always put like fines and tariffs on other country that not even like I don't think Malaysia has done anything towards the US in terms of like trading agreements to receive this kind of tariff. So when you receive this, you don't think to yourself like, wow, US like this, why I want to bother play with them anymore? Better I just go play with other country more nicer. China give me better interest and then want to trade more with us. Like you see China, a lot of people like spending their money in Malaysia and everything. So why not we just cater to China market at this point?
Because the economies I'm not very pretty
Of course, we are not expert lah.
specialized
We are
in
not
the
giving financial advice.
economies lah.
We're
But
just
the
sharing our thoughts there.
China's and United States is a major, these two players, a major
For now,
player.
ah.
Or you want to side in China or you want to side in US. You see, Japan, even Japan also kena also. It's
Yes,
a
and
high.
Because of this, there's now open discussions between China and Vietnam and all this to to collaborate together because they think like, oh, US like this are better. We just team up with our own country people there or surrounding. That's why it's like the movement there lah. But yeah lah, right now it kind of sounds like you either choose US or you choose China kind of thing, right?
But I think only few countries that agree these agreements lah. They're calling it FTA, is it? FTA.
Free trade agreement lah. Again, something that allows like trade for certain goods. You won't get any tariff. Like you can trade freely and then at cost lah, basically. So you can profit more as a company or a country there lah. But again, this tariff implies that America doesn't want that much from other countries. They want to become self-sustaining, self-developed country lah. That would definitely impact them more than us in the long run, in the short term lah. But in the long run, everyone is going to get impacted lah, because as always, prior to this, America used to be the biggest consumer of the world. America take from everyone. So they have the money to take from everyone, but it's not the case anymore. China is starting to build up. China is also building up Africa as a continent to become the next big consumer there also.
Or because of the US dollar, they can print whatever they want.
For now lah.
For now.
How long can that last you, man?
It's still because the current they are not saying like Malaysia. I suka I can print how many I want. You know the what's a note.
Yeah lah. You do that, you just cause inflation lah.
But I can say nowadays we are not using notes a lot. What we are using
The
digital
currency.
monies. What
I mean, here's the thing. It's not really fully there yet lah. We can say the blockchain is the Web 3.0 is the movement towards digital currency. But I still feel like that's still long ways away lah for us to adopt that, because we still need fiat currency as a sort of like stable packing there lah.
These are our current economies and current what you call it current trading regulations lah.
There's still issues to be resolved there, so I don't think we're changing that fast lah. But again, would this like tariff kickstart more for people for the countries to say like, oh, let's not rely on the US too much and then build our own thing lah. Would you want Malaysia to be like not dealing with the US as much in terms of like this kind of thing?
Oh, I have no idea. Seriously, actually, our Southeast Asia country, we can form our like Europeans country like that. We can
Our alliance there.
Alliance EU, right? We as a AU or something. We can form up Asia teams.
I mean, we have ASEAN already, right?
ASEAN, but Asia is more powerful.
You want like including
Include
Central,
Japan
North
and
Asia,
China.
also, all this, right?
Because these two taiko,
The big player there,
big player is Japan and then the China's.
Can you imagine there to come to the point where the entire of Asia needs to come together just so we can like not rely on the US? Like I never thought in my life this would happen actually. Like, do you think that would actually happen, that we become a united Asia?
Yes.
In our lifetime?
I don't know. Because I think it's if let's say we have these ideas, it's the Asia dollar something. Actually, we are more stronger than the United States that side.
If we really combine together, right?
Yeah, the manufacturer is here, and then we have a lot of talents, even Japan, and then there's
I mean, the fact that a lot of Nike's product is already made in Vietnam already.
Yeah, the Nike product.
So we have the manufacturing there already.
Yes, the manufacturer is here, and then we are only the technologies. The technology at once making we got the Japan and then Korea,
and China also.
China, part of it.
But you imagine if we really like become a united continent similar to the EU, that means like movement will be free. We don't have to worry about like getting visas or applying for.
Yes.
And then you can just, let's say I'm Malaysian, I can go China and just work and apply and just go. No need to think so much. And then payment will be easy because like we have a connected current economy. So like if you pay in China, you can still use it in US.
Yeah, it's like
Malaysia.
Asia. But we got it is Asia dollar or Asian yuan or something.
So less problem to think like, oh, I need to earn in this dollar or earn in that dollar. Or I can just go to Singapore and like just work there or go to Japan and everything, like not really worry so much about bureaucracy and paper and documentation. But we've always been isolationists or like very separated as an Asian country. You really think like that day will come where it's like we all come together and say, oh, we are one team?
But how come the Europeans can form the Europe Union?
I mean, one thing is that all is a similar
country,
similar looking people. that's the
we also similar what?
Not really.
Not really, man.
Even like Malaysia versus Indonesia is a very long-standing thing. Okay, you don't know. Just say football lah. How much a problem? No lah. Singapore and Malaysia also be so same. Also we still fight each other.
Then we have unions lah. We want to beat the Western.
That's the thing. We need a common enemy, right? You think US will be our common enemy in that point, to fight against and then unite against it? I mean, it's a big idea, big vision in the future lah. The fact that the tariff could be the reason why. It's a very interesting thing to think. You just imagine like you're part of the history if that actually happens. Like you can go back and say, oh, I was there when Trump introduced the tariff, causing the Asia to come together.
Actually, we are so lucky, We are from the what you call that? We are from the notes and then become a digital monies. We can see the transactions. Even nowadays, last time our grandparents they are simpan the gold emas. Now we are simpan the Bitcoin. Different. You can see
the timing.
The timing is
era.
different. The era. We are so lucky, I can see the transaction.
I don't know if that's considered lucky, but it's definitely a lot very eventful. A lot of changing.
A lot of changing.
But speaking of things that eventful, let's go back to something more local and talking about a big explosion.
The disaster.
This is the thing, like, okay, the tariff is like one thing, it's like, oh, could be economic disaster for us. But in Malaysia recently, there's an actual disaster happening. Okay, I know I look like I'm joking, but it's a very serious subject
Not
lah.
not joking actually.
Not joking,
Not
not
joking.
joking, but it's quite serious lah. And it,
Uh,
actually, when I heard it happen, it's like, is this real? Like, I thought it was an April Fool's joke kind of thing, you know.
because sometimes they are send the what do you call it the TikTok
the
or something
video on social
the
media,
social
right?
medias. You think how come this is happen in Malaysia? Is a third world country thing? Is it within the war?
Yeah, it looks
it's
like
some
war
kind,
thing,
some
right?
kind like is this the effect the video effect?
Because this kind of thing never happened.
Yes, I think this is the first time happened in Malaysia.
Maybe
first
I'm
time.
not sure lah.
First time is so so
Something happened like this, right? So those of you who are not,
disaster lah.
okay, I think everyone probably knows at this point is that the Putra Heights explosion,
Yeah.
basically. So for those who are in fact affected by the explosion, we hope you're doing well, you're safe, and then the government is doing their best to help you lah.
Yeah.
But essentially, what happened is like first day or raya, second day or raya, like that, right?
I'm not remember, but this is a Monday or Tuesday during the
during that
periods lah.
period, it's like apparently there was a gas leak in Putra Heights, and then it caused a huge explosion. And I saw the video. The fire is like crazy, man. Like if you were there, I think you would think it's like the end of the world already, you know. Like,
but I see the picture from the housing areas. Their house is like after the war, you know, bro. You can
like the
see
burning and everything, right?
the car damage, the level of the damage. You can see the car so totally lost, like that. You see, no more the engine.
But that's the thing, like you this happened to you, right? Do we have any insurance against that? I don't know if that's covered, right?
I think usually insurance has covered the fire.
But okay, but like I'm sure there's like a clause there say, oh, fire caused by certain things, and this like is explosion.
But this one is considered is a disaster or is a human mistake.
That's the thing. If it's human mistake, someone needs to be responsible for it, right?
But I know the Petronas has mentioned they take the responsibility on this case lah.
I mean, okay, I don't know how to what extent they're providing help lah. Because like as far as I can tell, no one knows the reason why it happened in the first place, right? Some people say there's like they were doing a digging near the area, and then that caused the gas to be leaking, and then something happened to spark the explosion there lah.
They have mentioned it's not just it's quite some times already they're leaking.
Oh, quite some time already.
Quite some time.
Okay, if it's some time, then.
But they are doing the repairing a job, and then after that, I think the explosion, the leaking is more heavy leaking. So
would this consider an accident then, or is it like someone's like not doing the job properly?
I think it's not say someone not do the job properly. It's like I'm really not sure that lah.
Yeah, because I think the investigation is still ongoing, right?
Yes, but they are it's a part lah. It's a human because they are human error and trying to solve it out. But in the end, maybe they become more serious and become maybe the bite is or some edge already.
That's the thing, because like if it's like purely accident, like it's unavoidable, then I don't think like Petronas or any company or this would say like, oh, we need to cover the cost of everyone affected there, because like a lot of people were affected. I think I read somewhere like a person lost 5 houses. This guy who owned 5 houses in the area, and then
them rich, bro.
Apparently he has 5 properties there, and then all gone already. So he's now homeless already.
Really? Yeah. The guy is quite rich. 5 houses.
You used to be rich lah, apparently.
But you also are unlucky. 5 houses in this area, one shot
gone, right? Gone. So like, do you like if you are a Petronas guy, do you want to pay back for that person?
Their payback for them, I think for the got the what you call it, got the cap
limit
the limit
So that 5 houses probably
yeah, only pay your basic one. Of course, the houses in market price, they pay you in market price is let's say examples lah. The market price maybe is 700,000. Then I pay you back in 700,000. Your extension, your rumah do the extensions. Your housing is doing the renovation so damn good. Them 100 over thousand or 200 over thousand. That one is no, wow. I'm not pay you back.
You think that how easy would it be for them to claim all these things? You know, like
I think at least half year to 1 year.
It wouldn't be that easy, right? Because like there's a lot of people they need to go through as well. But I mean, ideally, it's like the people who need it the most get it. Like people who are livelihood depend, like maybe a car
Mm-mm.
that they need to go to work for. Of course, you
I
need
think
that lah.
car is more easier. If let's say you got just follow back the market price, just pay you back the market price lah. If let's say your car, let's say examples lah, Myvi 2002 2020 okay, 4 years car, the market price how much I pay you back. This one is easy. If someone got insurance cover.
I mean, for now, temporarily, I read somewhere that some companies are renting or lending their cars to
Yeah.
people there lah.
the good marketing tools, bro.
It's very smart lah, actually. Like what custom all this, like, they give like, oh, we let you borrow the car for like a while or
And
something.
it's China car called Cherry.
Cherry or and all this wow.
Wow.
Should
Smart 50 car is free for use for 1 month.
1 month only.
1 month lah. It's advertisement ma.
Really advertisement lah. Chinese take the time, take opportunity there.
But this one, this case, we also very proud because our Malaysia's the bomba
quite fast to
yes,
react.
the reactions yeah. Also the people who are there is helping
As-
each other is quite good also.
As far as I can, there's no casualty, is it? Did anyone die from this explosion? I know a lot of people injured and everything.
Injured, I know lah, but die, I'm not sure. Not sure.
I mean, hopefully that's not the case because like, if there's no casualty, then that's a very a good outcome in the end lah. Because like you see the videos, I sometimes think like, wow, how people can survive like this way? Like the explosion is really scary.
But serious is very very lucky the people who can run away from the disaster. So a lot of people because
But
you see
it's contained, right? It's not like the fire spread or anything, right? It's just that the heat and then the like
yes,
the small things hit the housing area lah,
yeah,
cause damage there lah. But
some
it's
more
quite
is not
contained.
like not they are mentioned some people is mentioned they are not like a boom boom. Those kind of got sound. Yeah, it's like licking like the what you call it the aircraft the sound.
Oh, like that one I mean, okay lah. Just to put yourself in that situation, how would you react like that? Like, would you just like hide in your house or something like that? Like for me, like if I see this, I just hide.
follow the crowd and run. Follow the crowd. I know.
Maybe, like, in that situation, how would you react? Like, I also
Just bring your the I think in money is not very important at
you
the
just
time.
bring your handphone and then
the
that's it.
handphone and then maybe
Your
maybe
IC,
the passport, everything.
like you're not bringing your PlayStation 5 with you.
PlayStation 5.
Bring your
The
tablet,
PlayStation.
bring your laptop with you.
Laptop.
It's like I don't know like how would you react in that moment?
I don't know. Seriously, I don't know.
Which like I see a lot of people like some like immediately run away.
You think you got people I want to drive my car because my car is supercars. I want to drive.
Hey, if you buy yourself a Porsche there,
If let's say you start the car because the gas leaking is it bomb? Your car will become
no lah, because your car is contained not affected that way lah. Alright, it's more like the heat that from the debris falling down will damage your car even more lah. More importantly, your tires like the area will be very hot, right? So maybe driving is not a safe thing lah, but you shouldn't be running outside in the first place. I feel like if you run outside, like you don't know, something fall from the sky hit you, more likely to injure you lah.
yeah, true also.
That's why probably staying in the house is a safer thing. But then you don't know, like, if the explosion become bigger, then your house affected like that. Thankfully it didn't I think no houses was like exploded or anything like that. It's just that the damage come from like the debris falling down and all the heat there lah. So the damage is not that extent lah. But again, if it's me lah, like I probably would just stay at home and not do anything. I'd be too scared to go out,
I don't know how the situation.
Like the radius, like the closer you are to the explosion, I think the less likely I am to run. If I'm further away, maybe I'm more okay to run because then I'm not.
You stay at home, and I don't know how because the judge. I don't know the time we are judged. How far from the explosion we don't know what.
I mean, like again, thinking like for me, my logic thing is like if I'm so close to the explosion, right, might as well just die lah like that.
Cannot run away, right?
How to run Like I mean you can take your chance lah because the thing is when you're so close, right? What if batu fall from the sky and then hit you in the head, then you die already, oh. You want to die like that, or you want to just die in your house there? And
Then you just sleep.
That's it. It's like goodbye world, die lah.
So on the bed and then put on the aircon. I don't care.
Die already.
I don't care. I just put on my aircon.
Play the game one last time and then like explode like that. Oh. Like give up already, man.
You can see the
fire
explosion.
coming. Like, would you run or would you stay at that point already?
I don't know. I just follow the crowd. I say I really follow the crowd. If let's say got people run, then I run. If no people run, I say maybe someone is your neighbor and knock your door. Hey, Keith, run now.
Then you just go like that. I think in that case, like, it's like if you got people there, then at least someone else you can use your shield there in case something happens. Like the batu jatuh, you can use your neighbor. Jahat, I cannot say like that.
No, but this case happened. I can see a lot of Malaysians quite helpful.
This actually brings out the idea. Are we prepared for this kind of situation?
No, yes. Actually, we are not really prepared for the disaster. Even reasons are not in Malaysia. You see in Bangkok.
Myanmar,
the earthquake affected the what you call it, the buildings shaking and the buildings jatuh also in Bangkok. You see the people. Because our Malaysia here is we are the safety zone. Always we are thinking,
won't happen to us.
We are the safety zone. We call it safety zone. No earthquake lah. Not less disaster lah. Less tsunami. But nowadays we are different.
Now we flooding like crazy some more, and then we feel the impact of the earthquake also.
I think from this case lah, from no matter it's in Bangkok or in this Putra Height case lah, our Malaysians should make attention for this disaster happens. We have to protect our buildings lah. Our even some places is like we not build the building or the housing area so close to the Petronas. No, those are petrol stations lah. And then maybe it's the electric areas.
But that requires actual planning lah. Something that our Malaysia not really good at.
Yeah, when you see, I also the Bukit Jalil that side, I can see even the petrol station is downstairs. The buildings, the housing area
just beside there.
Just beside. Nobody care one,
Yeah, urban planning is not really our.
The urban planning actually is a 5 km from the petrol station.
Should be
lah. You can build whatever building, but the housing area cannot be 5 kilometer within
the like gas lines like this, right?
Yes.
To avoid this kind of situation lah. But we've already reached there. I don't know how else they can do. Like I don't think there's incentive to.
But Malaysia is quite messy. The construction actually, even the shell at the back, you call the housing area. Somewhere also same things. A lot of places also same things.
You imagine like one thing wrong, the houses all going to die on.
I think for sure, for after this disaster happens, a lot of the places your housings are close to the petrol stations.
The drop value.
I
mean, our housing shouldn't be so expensive in the first place, but that's a different topic altogether. But I mean, given the situation, it is a good thing that there were as many like casualty or at least the.
But for sure for our Malaysian, we have to prepare ourselves and prepare because the disaster will coming, the earthquake. We make sure our building is safe to stay, safe to live, and then because of some disaster like building, we have to. NT, we call it NT lah, preparation for the earthquake lah.
I mean, I don't know if our what developers will be thinking that far ahead because that's added cost to them.
Because this happened in Bangkok already. Maybe one days will be happening in Malaysia.
Not one day lah, definitely will come day lah.
Yes.
Because like our climate continues to change.
Yes.
And then this will definitely impact us in some way down the line one. Whether or not our developers and our government will make initiatives to help mitigate this like disasters remains to be seen lah. I don't know, like we can talk now lah. They can say, oh, we will change, but 5 years also no change, then no point also what.
Yeah.
So that's really
we hope maybe some governments servants see our videos. You try to talk to your boss lah, see if we can do something or not.
Yeah lah, if you this really depend on your votes lah for the people here.
Do something on it lah.
The next election you see how. What do you guys think with all the things that's happening the past week only, okay? Just the past week. How do you guys feel about in Malaysia? Hopefully, it's not as bad as we say lah. Things will get better lah. But if you're celebrating Raya still, Selamat Hari Raya to you all. If you're on your way back from I think by the time most people already come back already.
I think it's maybe stuck in traffic jam also.
Yeah, if you're stuck in traffic, welcome back. Welcome back to KL. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the real world.
Yes, the real world with so many disasters. But if you enjoy our episode, as always, please share, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.